Well, hello everyone. Hinderer Collector here. I got a little special one for you. Today, I want to show my entire Hinderer collection, and that's just knives. I made a live stream about this a long time ago, but I haven't made a video, so I figured, you know what? I think it's time I do a video to show you guys what I have so far. I have 63 Hinderers and one is coming on its way here soon, probably next month. So anyways guys, let's continue. So here's my very first one, of course. The 3-inch. Love this knife here, little 3-inch here. It's a nice one there. So there's that one. And we'll show off all the 3 inches so that way you guys can see. That'll be really cool. So there's my slicer, 3-inch. And here is my one that I got from a trade. It was actually pretty cool. They did a modifications on it, like put their own little anodizing on it. Looks kind of cool. Thanks, Terry. There you go. There's that bad boy. And here's my favorite one of my favorite 3 inches. My blue Spanto. I got a 3-inch Spanto. Yeah, boy. Woohoo! Love it. Anyways, here's a vintage. This one's pretty sick. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. There's that one. Here's my non-flipper 3-inch spear point, which is pretty sweet. I love that. And then here's one that I don't really show as much. Not really as much, you know. But it's a 3-inch. I took pocket clips off because I figured it'd look a little bit better without it. So there's that. Looks pretty sweet. Looks pretty cool. And then, let's see, since I looked up, I was trying to see what I'm missing. So now, those are all of those that I have that are 3-inch ones. Now we're going to go with the 3.5s. So here's my Gen 3. And let's give you guys a little close-up here. Kind of give you a little more of a close-up. So there's a Gen 3 version, X3.5. One of my favorites. Here is a Gen 4 fatty, which this one is pretty sweet. I love this one. There's that. And then here's the pretty rare to come by stonewashed Spanto fatty, Gen 4, 3.5. Here's another 3.5. This was my very first 3.5 spear point. Love this knife. It's one of my favorites. And here is my first Spanto 3.5. The fourth gen. Pretty sweet looking knife there. And then here is my first lefty, which, there you go. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet little knife there. So there's that one. And let's see, here is 3.5 Warncliffe. 4th gen. It's pretty sweet. Here's my 3.5 Aggressor. Dude, this Aggressor's sweet. There you go. There's that, you know. Then here's the very first auto they did. There you go. There's a little action for you. Boom. There you go. Look at that sucker. Man. That one is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. And then here's my vintage Bowie Parkerized blade 01 tool steel. It's pretty sweet. 3.5. Love that. And then here's my slicer magna cut. Love it. 3.5. Love that bad boy. It's a skinny. It's one thing I love about these. These are as thin as ever. Man, beautiful. And here is my sheep's foot. There's my sheep's foot blade there. Pretty sweet. Love that. 3.5 there. Here's my, let's see. Here is my non-flipper 3.5 spear point 20 CV. Love it. Love that. And now we'll move on to some awesome knives here. We're just mix smashing, so pretty much I'll show in the cool ones last. The better ones, you know, for the last. And not least, you know, ones. I'll throw those in there last. But here's there's that one. One of my first work and finish. XM18. Pretty sweet. Here is, this one's actually pretty cool. The Maximus. That is cool. I like this knife. This is a pretty sweet looking knife. Not gonna lie. And here is, actually no, we'll do that one last. Let's see what's in this one here. Another 3.5 more work and finish. Spanto. Love it. Love every bit of it. Then so now that we got those done, let's show off some cool ones here. Here's a half track. Pretty sweet looking little half track here. Love that. And here's another half track. I like this little guy here. There you go. There's that, you know. Pretty sweet. Here's a Gen 1 full track. Nice looking. Very, very nice. And here is my MP1. There's that one. Which I like that. It's pretty sweet. Full tie, by the way. And here is the Eclipses. Here's a Gen 1 full tie Eclipse. My first Tanto. Love it. Here's the very first one I got. This was the first Gen Tanto Eclipse. So there's that one. And here is well, this is actually first for me, but it's a hollow grind Eclipse. It's pretty cool. And then here's the one that a lot of people don't really show as much. The 3-inch. And here's the Warncliffe. So there's that. Love it. Oh, yeah, here, sorry. I didn't mean to show you the back of it. There you go. There's that. Stonewash. You'll see a pattern too, guys. I love stonewash, so there's a Bowie. Stonewash. This was my very first work and finish. Pretty sweet looking little knife there. There's that. So now, here we go. We got the best for last. Actually, well, there's a lot of good ones in here. Here's Project X. Magna cut. Love this knife very much. Pretty cool. And here is my very rare, one of my Battle Blacks. This is a Jurassic, but 30th anniversary. That's pretty sweet. And then here's my very first my very first Battlefield pickup. This thing was very sweet that I got this. Still love it today. Yeah, there's the serial number there. If you want to look at it there. Yep. That is 201. Pretty sweet. And then here is my fire tax. So here's my fire tax here. Here's my recurve, which I love that. Looks pretty sick. Love that. And here is my black and blue one here, and it is actually sweet looking. Check that out. Love that. Love that. Love that. Here's my blue one. Here's my blue fire attack. And here's the back of it. And then here's the very, very first fire attack I got in 2018. Just bumped into something there. Whoops. My bad. Sorry, guys. There we go. There you go. There is the very first one. This one does not have the tri-way, so it's kind of cool on how old that is. And now here is my, well, technically I have 5 XM24s, but you'll see in a minute. Here's this bad boy. Oh my gosh, dudes. This one here, Harpoon Spanto. I love the not copper, but the bronze looking on it. Looks sick. So there's that one. Here's my XM24 red with a spear point, but working finish, lock side, which is kind of cool. And then here is one of my favorites, the buoy. Love the buoy. Look at that sucker. XM24s are awesome. And then here's my very first XM24. There's that bad boy. Love it. So, we're about to get to the nit and gritty of them all. Oh my gosh, guys, you're about to be so excited to see this. So, we'll be let's show off the one-off. So the nit and gritty ones that I have are like my one-offs, and they're my favorites. So here is the one. There's the Project X, but not just any Project X. The prototype. So there's that. Here, we'll get this out here. We'll get this. Here's my my skinny XM18 Harpoon Spanto. Love this little guy. It's a reserve line. And then here's a one-off Spanto. A little bit of a teal blue kind of look to it. It's kind of cool one. All black hardware. Here's my second Battlefield pickup. Boom! That's sick. So there's that. And here is my first, actually, here's my other XM24. All blacked out. My Dark Horse. Dark Horse. Bark at the Moon. There you go. Little Aussie quote there. But yeah, anyways. And here is this bad boy. My first this was actually my very first fatty. It's Gen 6. Love the blue on it. It's kind of like a teal, kind of like a little bit of a light blue to it. It's kind of cool. And here's my very first 3.5-inch Skinner with a bead blasted blade. And look at that sucker, guys. Man, that's beautiful. So there's those. There's those. So, probably my holy grails. I have a bunch of holy grails, as you guys know. I have quite a bit of them. And for one of mine was a custom Hinderer, and I never owned one in a long time. Never owned one. So I got this bad boy in the mail one day. That was the coolest thing ever. If you want to see a full video on this, I will make a full video on this. It's beautiful. Made 1996. Beautiful. There's that. And my other fixed blade that's a custom, and it is my custom Emmett. Pretty sweet little knife here, guys. Look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So those are the only like customs that I have. Now, oh yeah, here's one that I have not shown. This is the very first Bally song that Rick's done in a production version. So there's that. It's kind of cool looking. The Navy, I think it's called. Yeah. So now my fixed blades, guys. Here's all my fixed blades so far. And I have... Here's the K-bar. I love the K-bar. It's one of my favorite ones out of the collection. It's pretty sweet. I'm going to probably get another one so I can beat the other one up and keep this one nice. And here's the one that I use a lot. The Ranch Bowie. Now this knife here is pretty sick. I love it. 3V steel. Sharpened it for the first time, which was fun. Cool looking knife. So it has a nice fresh edge on it. So that's what's cool about that. So then here is my one I use a lot, my Emmett that I use. This is my user. I love this knife. It's one of my favorite ones to use. And the last one, the Flashpoint, which this was a pretty cool one to own. So anyways, I really hope y'all like this video, and comment down below which one your favorite, and maybe I'll do a video on it. So anyways, guys, have a good one, stay sharp, and be careful. Later, guys. Stay sharp and Hinderer knives rule. Because look at here.